of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly! I never miss.
You are now the leader. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
भर दिया गया मेरे को
El propulsor. ¡Ah!
tutti mortini
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo.
distrutto
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
unlimited ammo
Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude.
that was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsuers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly! I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once. Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
भर दिया गया मेरे को
El propulsor. ¡Ah!
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo. Granada por tuya contigo.
distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
Unlimited ammo.
Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude.
That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsulers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off. Precision bombing. One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once. Feel the gravity of fate.
shot, so you better not miss.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor
Tutti mortini,
saco bomba contigo granada por tuila contigo
Distrutto.
that's all
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brothers lost.
If yesterday was thank God it's Friday, for us it's thank God it's Saturday because we get to enjoy more Farlight 84 goodness right here at FARLIGHT CUP Asia. Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Likeable and I will be your host. And here on the panel, please do the honors.
Infinity here.
To lose that just wins all the time.
Ooh.
Are you sure about that? Why didn't you decide to name yourself Auto Wins instead?
I don't know. It's random generated, I guess. Something. It has some history to it, and I'll explain that soon, maybe next week.
Oh, okay. A little
Ooh.
bit of a teaser over there and something to look forward to the week ahead. But before we get to that point, we got to discuss the moment right here, right now. Because we have 12 teams that is going to be competing in today's FARLIGHT CUP Asia. And we kind of have to do a little bit of a recap from last week. I heard that there was, well, not heard. I saw that there was a lot of white dwarves showing up over here.
Oh
Otto.
man, I really think that it is one of the best guns in the game. SMG as it is, it just deals a lot of damage. Just as long as you hit your marks, it can just shred down the HP bars in an instant.
Yeah, and there's a lot of variations as well. You know, having White Dwarf along with an AK-77, you have the M4, there's a lot of variations. You can also have defenders coming in into the weapon loadout. So it's really exciting moment for FARLIGHT 84. A lot of meta has been evolving from the very beginning.
What are your expectations for this week, though? Because last week we were kind of hoping to see more Yongs into action, especially since, once again, this is the PC tournament. This is for desktop users, so we got keyboard and mouse. So the mechanics of using a Yong or other heroes that we don't normally see should be a little bit easier. But what are your thoughts on this, Infinity?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of changes that went from the patch, as we have seen. And I think that made it so that there became a lot more variations as well when it comes to the heroes compositions, right? You now have Lucinda coming in. Compared into the ACC Asia prior to the patch, there's a lot of ciphers, there's a lot of utilities coming through. MKR Maggies to be that carries for the team, but MKR has now been changed as well. So
What is this reaction?
No, last week I was tuning in and I just saw you and Osiris having this interaction in where Osiris did say that I was playing a lot of MKRs and you were I don't know what to describe it. Your reaction was priceless. Our Watchman is playing MKR. And I'm like,
Yeah, explain yourself. You said, okay, I want to be perfectly clear. He was the one that said that he has no commitment issues. That's why he's locking in Watchman. So for me to hear that he transferred to MKR, it's a little bit fishy.
the thing here is you have to also study the other heroes in the game. So in case that, you know, my matchman, oh sorry, my watchman will ever face against him, I know what to do. The fact is, just by spamming MKR, I am now able to point down, you know, the biggest strengths and the biggest weakness of this particular newly found scout hero. And again, if you will allow me to discuss MKR, my absolute favorite about him is, of course, his ultimate. But one thing that I can share about it that I really don't like is, unlike Watchman that has a combat spell, he doesn't have any.
Oh, so that's the thing that's lacking in terms of the MKR utility here. I mean, I do love the sky roaming. I don't like the fact that other teams can also use the sky roaming that my teammate actually laid out. But it is what it is, and it does add a lot of variety in terms of the gameplay. But yeah, so you're looking forward to more MKR,
For sure.
and you are really enjoying this Lucinda meta.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that is what you guys are expecting in terms of heroes for today. What about loadouts? I know that you guys are looking forward to the White Dwarves and perhaps the AK-77 and the Defenders, but do you think there's going to be more shotguns today? Because I've been seeing, again, the rise of Lucinda users, so maybe now is the time.
Yeah, I think there is that option to go for that, but definitely not towards the mid-game, late game, because mid-game, late game is not going to be that short-range combat, but more so that long-range, mid-range type of fights.
I agree. I totally agree. Again, it's about having a reliable source of damage, to say the least. Again, when it comes to shotgun, it is very overpowered when it comes to close proximity, but come late game and where all these assault rifles, especially with all the attachments available in the game, we have to recognize the fact that shotguns only has 2 attachments available to them, Fnatic and Hound specifically, and I think that is one of the reasons why, you know, all these pro players are really transitioning out of the shotgun come mid-game and come late game.
Oh, that's a really good analyzation there. That's why you guys are the analysts. You guys are the experts. In terms of vehicles, do you guys have your driver's license?
Ooh, I
do.
You don't?
It's about to expire,
don't.
by the way.
How are you driving in-game?
Oh,
Somebody call the cops. This guy.
Whoops.
This guy.
Yeah.
Wait, which vehicle is your favorite right now?
That's a difficult question, but I feel like still the Blazing Infantry just because of the
The EMP.
movement speed, the EMP.
Yeah.
I have found a new love in Hovercar.
Ooh.
Yeah, especially the skin that I shared with the
Is that the
industry.
one with the
Yeah, the
young
red
banner?
one.
The red one
Exactly.
is so nice.
The red one.
How much? I'm not gonna ask the question, but in my hand, I'm already asking, how much did Autolus spend to get that vehicle skin?
The truth is, should I share? I just
up to
blew
you.
it. It was just there. It was just sitting there. Someone paid it for me.
Oh, somebody else prepared the
Exactly.
skin. You rode the car and you drove it around town.
And that's the best experience possible for Farlight 84. If you don't have enough credits or enough diamonds with you, just let them spend and then just in-game, you know, ride whatever they rode upon.
And this is the part where we say thank you to everybody who's been topping up and allowing us to experience the skins as well.
Exactly.
We'll get there soon enough. We'll have our opportunity to get
please.
our own
Yeah.
skins. But in the meantime, guys, last week there were a few contenders that really stood out. Do you think that we'll be seeing them today?
Oh man, last week I was just amazed with how Risen Esports really took the show by storm, and I expect the same thing to happen as we looked into the roster.
Yeah.
They are still part of the competition here in week number 2. There's no really continuity between week 1 and week 2 since it's a standalone tournament. But to say that they have sent a message last week, that's true. That's
Yeah,
definitely true.
I mean, receiving one of the highest points in last week's finals and also getting a lot of these kills as well. I think that is a statement to make here today in Firelight Cup, along with a lot of these teams.
The good news is we're going to see more of these guys.
Wow.
The big question is, though, who is going to be the contenders for this time around? I mean, the way we work through this Farlight Cup is we do have preliminaries every single weekday, and that's kind of how we build up for this finals weekend, right? So, Autolus, you were able to kind of backtrack on these teams.
Yeah.
Any fresh but, how should I say? Fresh but strong, what is your term for the newer teams that you want to highlight
I would
here?
say, you know, potential dark horses, right?
Ooh.
Ethereal X for sure, right? The community knows these players, and we have to remember that their organization was also very active during the ACC in the mobile version of this tournament. And now here in the PC variant, they also have chosen the best 4 people to represent them in this tournament.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned about Ethereal X. I mean, showing a really, really strong power in ACC Asia just prior in this tournament, right? And along with that, I'm also looking at Ninth Order. I think also one of the contenders coming right up, along with Risen Esports, as you mentioned a while ago.
Vicious as well, right? There's a lot of teams to look forward to. And again, it will just boil down to who is going to beat the team that I think is really scary just from week 1's performance alone.
I think that's also the beauty of our tournament format here, wherein you can keep trying until you succeed, right? And it's also very good training grounds. Other people can actually consider this as like a scrimmage of some sort so that they can really hone their skills and master what kind of rotation they want to do. But on top of that, you can actually get access to our prizes here at the tournament, our prize pool. So that is something that these teams are looking out for. And of course, for our viewers, for our survivors out there, you guys gotta watch out for that as well. But in the meantime, because these guys have their prize pool, our viewers have coins that we can give away. Yes, I have been redeeming these coins for myself too whenever I have the time, because they don't instantly run out. There's still space. But maybe this time, if we already have 1,000 viewers ready, we run out of it very quickly, and there won't be any space for us here at the panel to redeem them. So let us show the big reveal. Woo!
Ta-da!
Infinity.
Oh, wow.
Do the honors.
Yeah, Farlight Week 2, ladies and gents, just go and type in Farlight Week 2 on your phones, on your PCs to redeem the free 1,000 coins.
I'm about to.
Oh, he's doing it right now. Steal the code away from him. Don't let him have his 1,000 points, because he's gonna unlock another capsular, and he's gonna make sure that he's not committed again to the previous capsular that he likes. So there's a commitment issue for sure.
The thing about this is, when I play something, I really double down on, playing it all the time. It's just a not to lose thing, right? To have that one trick thing going on for you. And if you look at my match history, you'll be seeing a lot of MKRs, like 20 consecutive MKRs, just because I'm having fun with the ult. That's it.
Okay, if he's gonna double down on his capsular choice, we're gonna double down on giveaways here. Because whenever you guys unlock our viewer milestone rewards, you get access to these beautiful skins, beautiful chests, and everything else in between. All you gotta do, of course, is to invite your friends, right?
Absolutely. Invite your friends, share the live stream, and talk with your peers. Maybe we could reach the 10,000 viewers milestone, maybe the 15,000.
I love the...
I think he's analyzing the,
I was trying to remember what I earned as a jetpack in my recent legend chest. Oh, yeah. You were about to mention yours, but before that...
I got the unicorn.
Man. Okay, so never mind. I'm not going to share what I got.
No.
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got the I got the one with the double rocket, and I was like, okay, so this looks fun. This the one that has 2 jets at the back, and I feel like it's a perfect fit for my MKR.
Oh, you know what else is fun? I got a new segment for you boys.
Ooh.
Wait.
Yes. Yeah. And you
What
guys
is
are
that?
not ready for this, but I will force them to be ready. And the best part is, for this segment, you guys get to be a part of the experience as well, because I like to call this Farlight Charades. Okay, so let me explain how this works. I'm gonna give a term to one of our analysts. The other one has to close their eyes so that they will guess. And you guys can guess also. Comment down your answers in our chat boxes, in our live streams all over our social media platforms over here. So since you are the nearest, I'll give you 15 seconds after I show you the image to act it out, and then Autoluz is gonna guess what it is. And if you get it right, then you're a great actor.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
We're about to find out if they're...
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out if they're only good as casters or if they have acting potential. Are you boys ready?
I'm more than ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, since Infinity is right next to me, he'll go first in the acting.
Okay.
So, Autoluz, please cover your eyes.
All right,
I don't
okay.
want you to see what we're showing here. Excuse me.
I
Wait,
can-
hold on. I'll show it to
So
you.
I'm not going to
preparing.
peek. I'm not going to peek. All right, discipline.
Do you see it?
We good?
Okay, hold on. Okay, you can look now. Look at
Okay.
Infinity. Everybody, focus your eyes on Infinity as he is gonna act out our secret word in 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds on the clock.
Wait, what? Tony Stark? What? What? What's this?
What is this?
What is this?
What is this?
What are you
He's-
doing?
He's tiptoeing.
What's this?
Do you have any guesses?
Yeah,
2
this-
seconds. Guessing now.
Air Beast.
Hey! Okay, this is the big reveal. I want to show our audience what we got. Did you guys get it as well? Let's go! He got it right. It is the Air Beast.
Okay.
Of course, we know it as the machine or the vehicle that allows you to glide through the map, shoot some lasers
Yeah.
out of your hands, and just have a good time. You know?
Just notice as well that that new vehicle just got improved in the last patch. It's a lot
Ugh.
faster now.
Yeah.
That's
it's a lot
true.
faster now.
He was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Let's be
That was
honest.
my bad. But can I be an actor now?
No, you.
Oh.
We'll
So
find
can-
out from the comments if the people
Wait
got
for
it
my
right.
turn. I'm going to show
Yeah.
you. I'm going
so
to show
it
you.
is Autoluse's turn. So
Okay.
please close your eyes, Infinity.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Are we
Ladies
good?
and gentlemen, are you ready? Because it is Autoluse's turn, and
Oh,
he
wait,
will
I
begin.
cannot.
You can't stand. You have to
Okay.
sit down. You're too tall.
Yeah,
You're too
yeah,
tall for
I
our
can't.
framing.
I have to, yeah.
Mr.
fine.
Autoluse,
All right.
Infinity, and our audience are survivors.
Hmm.
Let's take a gamble. Let's guess what Autoluse's vehicle is going to be. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, what is he doing? What is he doing? Come on, talk us through your thought
Is
process.
that a
over Infinity.
hovercraft? Is that... What is that? Is that a shield?
I feel like he's John Cena right now.
It's a car. You can't see me. Oh, okay. Makes
okay.
sense now.
Okay, so 0 seconds. What is your guess?
It's a hover car.
Hey!
Wait,
Okay,
you
this-
gave it away though. As a host.
I got too excited. You were doing this action, so I can't really blame.
Oh, yeah. John City. Yeah, I get it.
Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. See, you got the hover car.
Favorite one in the
Great
game.
job. It's a very good vehicle that allows you to go incognito mode, you know, kind of blend in with your environment.
True.
And shoot some...
Plasma.
Yeah, plasma, there you go. That's the term. Okay, one more round to redeem yourself. So far, 1-1.
we have time?
Sure.
Oh, I don't think we have
a
time.
tiebreaker?
Okay, that was good though. If you guys got
Thank
it
you.
right, that means that our casters / analysts have potential to become
To be a
actors.
wrestler.
We can be actors now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to be, you know, the next best actor.
Yeah. I can be the tree on the side.
Okay.
All right, as a form of sportsmanship, why don't we have a little fist bump segment here? There we go. Good job. So if you guys want to see more of this, make sure that you guys come back after this break because FARLIGHT CUP Asia will return.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo. Distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
Unlimited ammo.
Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly! I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 2 of the Farlight Cup. It's me, Suave, here with Honey Glaze with a double E, joining us here on the English broadcast. How are you?
Definitely excited since this is the second week and we might potentially see the previous teams that played out last week who was able to rain it down with so much exciting plays.
So we got more than half of the lobbies actually coming back from last week. Following, of course, Risen Esports, our first placer from last week.
Ooh.
But there's a lot more spice that can happen in the lobby, right? We talked about earlier during the panel, I think they called out the Ninth Order, Shinigami, and the like as well because of their score during the qualifiers earlier this week were so high all across the board. So I wouldn't be surprised that we're going to see a lot of spicy plays.
Exactly. And one thing that I am looking forward to is their consistency. Yes, we saw Ryzen Esports was able to rise up to the game last week, but will it be able to continue? Will they be able to continue in forward into this week since we have the red signal right going out here since we're almost starting in game number 1.
Map number 1, it's going to be time for everyone to get into their capsules. We're going to see if we're going to see any Kingslayers that will rise to the occasion. Will they rise above Risen Esports?
Ooh.
Or will Risen Esports retain the top spot? Will they still stand on top of Olympus here?
That's going to be the question, right? Since we're talking about the meta, we're talking about the possible lineups, and they also mentioned earlier for the panel that there has been such a good usage or good number of usage upon Resida and Cypher. So will it be the same this time as we going forward to Isle City?
Right into Isle City, and looks like we have an early drop actually coming in from Shinigami. They're going straight into Tin Man and Todd's Hot Rod. Looks like they want to go get those early attachments, make it a little easier for them to build up their arsenal for later when they want to take those early fights.
Oh, one thing's for sure for Ryzen Esports is that they are really one of those teams that we are, or rather I am looking forward to, since they have been dropping always on different spots of the map. They're not really scared about whether there's a team almost closing them by and they are going into a heated matchup, especially right now since VCTP is already going in hot and hot against ETH.
Yeah, gotta be careful there. Vicious Mac holding on for dear life as the rest of his team is going to try to keep him alive. But they're going to be following up on that fight. Envy right on the front line, spraying down. Not able to connect just yet, but it looks like the vehicles are already being brought in. We're going to have to be careful here. Max already down. Shami, as well as the rest of the team, have seemed to have almost wiped out that team. But of course, it's still too early. Perfectly fine. But right now, they're going to take advantage of what they stole away from their opponents there.
This is going to be frustrating, right? Since you want to reserve your second time to be or to land in Al City to be able to reposition well after you are taken advantage on. But then on this early stages of the round, early stages of the game, you were immediately taken out. That means you have no more second chance in life later on if you are able or other squads are able to gang up upon you.
Oh, look at I think our northeast of the map. See, Risen is actually
I'm looking at them as well.
The Sanctuary Tower. So we talked about earlier how they prefer to
be separated, right?
Yeah, they're separated, so they don't need to fight about the loot. Pick up everything they can, and then they come back together, try to take that fight. And right now, it looks like they are closing in over there. Meanwhile, elsewhere, there's actually NF90 on the opposite side, doing kind of the same thing, a little bit of a mirror to the strategy as well.
This is going to be beautiful for Ryzen Esports if they will be able to pin down squad number 8. Since they are looking at it right now, they have already full-on loadouts. They have a good potential to pin down players from squad number 8. And they're just really slowing their faces down since they know already that there is someone waiting already against them.
Wander is already low. They know that he is here. The rest of Tyrant Dogs are going to have to come in a little bit more careful, but they do have a fair amount of armor still. So looks like they're going to be poking and prodding at each other from a distance till they run out of shield energy. Wander inside of our Black Dome as well, trying to push forward. Not going to connect just yet, and no deaths happening except for that one-on-one. Z Wander spraying down, closing in as well as the rest of Tyrant Dogs are coming in as backup. Risen is trying to stay alive, but they're barely anywhere to be found.
Yes, I love what they did earlier. They just went in with the Vision Erosion coming in from Ember, and now Tyrant Dogs is all over the place. They are already taken down by one player. So now it's down to a 4v3 situation in which higher ground advantage is all the way from Ryzen Esports, but they are staying cool since they want to have Tyrant Dogs to be confused on wherever they are and try to rise up or try to at least resurrect one of their players.
Yeah, looks like the effort here by Tyrant Esports, Tyrant Dogs rather, is the fact that when they have these War Spiders on, they can actually use it to create a lot more noise and make it look like they're moving in one direction when in fact they're actually just holding on to the ground that they already have. Hold that territory, but now Dogs already shut down. Has to be a little bit more careful. They're going to be closing in.
Here goes Sunil. Has just tried to give up a little shot, but unfortunately, all over the place is players from Ryzen Esports, and now we have another Vision Erosion. This is a good time for Tyrant Dogs to have a comeback, and they are able to knock on one. And now, it's down to a 3v3, or rather 2 players is only the ones remaining right now for squad number 8. And it may take time for them to redeem themselves since Ryzen, they're just really looking forward to pin down Tyrant Dogs. No!
Drops right into the Devil's Lair. They're going to spray down as well. That's already 2 down for Tyrant Dogs as they're being closed in by Risen, Vision Erosion, and the Zone, as well as the EMP. They can't fight back. It's totally destroyed right now. And it's only one left, barely alive, as Risen is picking up the crumbs.
Yeah, this is one of the main reasons why Risen Esports is just doing the separated drops, especially on the early stages. But before that thought, we have Yabs already taken down, and now we have squad number 3 raining on forward with all of those bodies down, crawling, hoping in to see another light, another day. But unfortunately for them, it's going to be the end. And now squad number 3, no one taking any casualty.
Yeah. Ninth Order, nice and clean, taking down Mighty Bisaya on that first fight. And it looks like Mighty Bisaya is not looking too mighty just yet, but of course they still have our secondary capsules to bring them back into the game. They're going to be repositioning away from that as Ninth Order, of course, on the other side. But look,
they're not done.
They're not done. Risen is in a fight again. Kermel being sprayed down just on the outside of the EMP. Mac will fall. And it looks like everyone else is going to have to be careful because look at this. It's Kermel, the only person left for Risen as he's going to be closing in onto BCTP. They're trying to bring them back to life on the inside. The spray down. He's going to be stuck inside the building, not able to save his friend, and they're already taken out.
Not like this. Not like this when you had the second chance in life to stay longer into the game, into the battle, but unfortunately you went up against Ryzen Esports, was just waiting in for another combat, and I saw earlier that they have been amplifying that EMP shock. It's really annoying since you don't have any capabilities to have your mobility to roam around and win out the duels.
Look at Ethereal X though. One vehicle each with the War Spiders trying to chase down the rest of Shinigami. Power Car on the outside as they are still alive. Vision Erosion as well as the EMP brought in to try to take that fight. Sky going right inside. Not able to find anything, not able to connect as Shinigami is fighting around in the darkness. Sky now stuck in the water. The movement is way too much and it looks like he's still alive. Somehow, some way, the War Spiders already being taken down. Sky NCG sprayed down to death and now the rest of his team has to come back in.
I gotta say, that's pretty impressive. And even though that he was able to gang up upon 4 players, he's facing a lot of members coming in from this squad right here. But unfortunately for Shami, they're still all over the place. They know what to do and they know they can take him down. Fortunately enough, they can still jump on the second life advantage. But this is a good time to get their revenge and they're taking it one by one. Unfortunately for Shinigami, they are down.
Damn NCG spraying down as well, taking revenge for the rest of his team. Of course, still very much alive, Shinigami, with only one person fallen. And of course, Naldog is going to be coming back in as well with the use of the capsules. We're still at 8 squads, so there's still a lot of space, still a lot of time for everyone to come back. But look at this, Risen and BCTV are so far away. And that's going to hurt. It's like walking through fire.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate, especially when some squads may be able to gatekeep you, since we're looking at the minimap, or we're looking at the map wherein squad number 7 is also close in range. But they are really sneaky at this time. You don't want to give the warning shot. It will give you, it will give the other squad the info where you might be. And fortunately enough, squad number 3 did not give or doesn't have any attention onto his position.
Yeah, he's waiting for them to actually move away as the
squad 9.
There's
They're
only
all the way from Central Tower.
Totally gone. He's all alone.
He's all alone.
Poor guy now has to play the rat as he has to be careful, of course, where whether or not he's gonna go in to the safe zone, because if you move too early, then you're a target. But if you move too late, then you get stuck with the zone on your back.
Look at how chill squad number 6 is. They're inside of the circle. They just have to wait onto the players coming in from different squads. But right now, we're seeing a lot of duels, a lot of shots, giving all the way from each other. But now let's see if Ryzen will be able to survive this, since they are all over the place and they're trying to negate themselves against squad number 5.
Oh, now he knows with the springboard being brought out. Jebber making an effort to try and stay alive, but he's gonna have to bring in a little bit of a troll cosplay. Play under the bridge as Kermel will be spraying down on to the other members of the enemy squad.
Oh no.
But he's being hurt so bad, this EMP barely alive, but he's still alive inside of his vision erosion.
Yeah. Barely, since again he was just the remaining player still on the top of the bridge, and unfortunately for Stewie, he is also taking a lot of damage coming in from that zone. And oh man, Ryzen is all the way on the way to them, since we have the War Spider at hand. They have also Division. They have their positionings as well, trying to pin them down.
Smokey.
And Smokey is trying to run, trying to survive, but unfortunately it's not going to work.
Now, Ride and Die Gaming down to the last 2, I think, have been taken down by Risen. Looks like we're seeing more die, less ride. That's going to be a little bit awkward for them. But of course, Risen, with so many frags already, they have 14. And we're still on to the last 6 squads. There's still so much space, but they've already done so much damage, which means, of course, all that growth XP, all of the shield XP as well to upgrade your skills and your shields as well to make it easier to take those fights.
You don't want to pick that fight, man. The BCTP, they're still giving it the shots against Ryzen, but hold up. Since we have squad number 3 still waiting on forward, they are in a good spot right now going into the inside of the circle, but now they are holding back squad number 7, and squad number 7 might potentially be in a really bad spot right now since they are just beside Ryzen Esports.
Oh yeah, they're being gate kept by Ninth Order, but at the same time, they're also in danger of being taken down by Risen on the other side. They also had the red zone, which was dealing damage to them, so they have to be very careful about how they approach this, right? Because right now, Ninth Order have the superior position. They also have War Spider on their hands, as well as Aim here. Look, on
he needs to be
attempt
careful.
trying to take this fight. They know stay shot down over to Overdose. Not gonna connect just yet, but of course warning shots before we come in.
I love this. Since he's giving up the warning shots, he's taking advantage of Shinigami, trying to get inside of the circle, trying to get inside of the zone. But at the moment, they're being gate kept by Ninth Order. And now Ninth Order, they're just giving everything that they have to potentially pin down players coming in from squad number 7. And somewhere, or we have Ryzen Esports not aware, or rather not somewhere around them. So this is a good chance to win it out against Shinigami.
Yeah, it looks like Risen Esports has decided to get away from the fight because there's already a gunfight long range happening between Ninth Order and Shinigami, but they are trying to catch them in the middle of the rotation. Aim finds Dabby right in the water. Do not swim because you will sink. They're trying to spray down on from the distance, but the Vision Erosion is just too effective to keep them alive. But no, the spray down, there's so much damage being done. And look at this, Overdose is already down. That's 1 out of 4.
I love this. There are these taking advantage of Vision Erosion to initiate a fight, but this time they're using the Vision Erosion to at least get away from those spray downs. But look at Ninth Order. They don't need to find, or they don't need to see any of their enemies. They just went in for the spray downs, and unfortunately for Shinigami,
they follow-up.
They are being haunted by the side of Ninth Order.
Tupac now in the front trying to deal some damage. No rhyme, no reason to try and take this fight. But of course, warning shots still being taken in as the rest of Ninth Order want to try to take this fight. But they have to be careful. They might be set up. This might be a trap, but they are still spraying down. Shinigami in the middle of the Absolute Gravity and the EMP. Not able to fight back. They sprayed down by the rest of Ninth Order and they are gone.
Oh man, the damage is just surreal. We have so many incendiary bombs. There's also connecting a gravity, absolute gravity, then followed up by the EMP shaft. That gives a lot of AoE to be distracted upon using your utility or even shot and give on those shots since there's someone going in with the third party. Since we're talking about Chaos right now and they have the vision, they have their advantage to find out and to decide whatever they want to do against Ninth Order.
You gotta be careful though. Hold on to the building like it is dear life. Of course, Sunflower Shopping Mall with all the resources is definitely great territory to hold on to. But now, of course, the rest of Chaos were able to get out of the way, find a way to get a better vantage point on where they actually are.
Oh no, but do they know that Ryzen Esports is almost close to their positions? I think they already know where Chaos is, but Chaos is already distracted upon giving a lot of attention to Ninth Order since they're trying to gatekeep the last remaining players. I think there's still 3 players remaining alive from Ninth Order, and Tyrant Dogs, they're just hoping for the best to have Ryzen, Chaos, and Ninth Order have a lot of rumble so they can just touch upon those casualties. But that's going to be later on forward since the circle is still safe for them for the last remaining players or last remaining squads.
going right back into the Cold War era. You see, one person down.
So
this is why you need to hold on to the building, right? It's so important because even if you get shot, you get down, stay away from the window, have your
There's a
teammate
lot of
heal you
times
up.
you can just use the upper hand advantage or the upper floor advantage to win out the duel. So it's really good of a position taken by Chaos since we have Ninth Order still outside of the circle. And in Horizon Esports, they don't know what is already happening right now since Chaos might be able to gatekeep them. But Horizon is on the move.
Coming off of straight out of Heart Island, trying to close in on the Sunflower Shopping Mall as Chaos is struggling to hold on to this because they are in the middle of the zone. They have the gigantic building and they don't know when somebody's going to be closing in. We are, of course, down to our last 4 squads and that means that it's still going to... What? No, Tyrant Dogs right from the mansion being sprayed down, but Wiz is just so good as well. That's going to be warning shots once more. Tyrant Dogs can't move forward. They have inferior armor. They don't even have a good position either.
Exactly. And that's one of the questions. I think what they have in mind is, I don't care. We don't care if we are the only mans alive. We are the only 2 players alive for squad number 8. But this is a good time to give a lot of top shops on every casualty that may happen right now since 3 of the squads are closing in. We have Ninth Order all the way from southeast, or rather northeast. my graph is not graphing right now.
It's okay, I'm bad at directions too. This is why I don't drive. Ninth Order now, trying to close in. Looks like Tupac has an idea of where Tyrant Dogs are down. Raf Jin also being sprayed down as the rest of his team barely alive, but we're still at the last 4 teams. No one has totally been eliminated just yet, but it's gonna have to happen sooner or later. Yuri taking down 1 and the rest of Risen as well. It's going to be so awkward as well. Look at this.
Man.
One single player from Tyrant Dogs. We have Wander trying to find a good angle to try and stay alive. But the farther away he goes from Sunflower Shopping Mall, he's going to be walking right into Ninth Order as well.
Everyone is just playing hide and seek, man. One member giving off any info, that is a go signal immediately for a squad to go and take advantage of the site. But now, this is a good time to find yourself a Young, right? Since when you have a Young, you have every info that you can gather with just your ultimate.
That's why a Young is so important in the late games. But look at this, the screen down from aim, of course. This is why he's called aim, because he can shoot down even from 100, 200 meters away. It's just so good. And Bularas is not going to be able to connect either. They know where he is, but he's still not going to be able to fight back. Great amount of cover, as well as the Ninth Order is trying to move forward, try to cover the ground.
Quiet. Oh my God, Ninth Order is there.
Springboard.
They're trying to go in for the advantage, but now aim is just taking advantage of every attention. And now there is a follow-up coming in from Razors. We have the EMP shock. We also have the absolute gravity, but will it be working so well?
Yuri.
And it will, since Yuri is already taken down. He's very low. He's crawling already to be taken advantage on, but unfortunately for them, there's no more space intended for them to rise up since Rizan is here to go in for the touch-up.
It's now the question of whether you want to go to heaven or hell, to the top or to the bottom. Tyrant Dog is going to be down. We're down to the last 3 squads. Thermal now playing on the edges of the vision erosion, as well as the smoke to get out of danger. Jebber sprayed down as well by Tyrant Dogs. California trying to find an angle as the rest of Risen is closing in as well. We have Ninth Order down on the 2nd floor, and the Chaos closing in. The spray down is so good, but the zone is getting so small. You have no choice but to take this fight. California on the outside, sprayed down to the last of his life. We're down to the last 2 players for Risen as well. Everyone is fragmented and they're barely trying to stay alive. Kermel, they know where he is. They're closing in. They spray him down, but he's just so good. Kermel with a clutch. That's look at the closing in from Ninth Order to bring us to the end.
And it's still Ninth Order who was able to win and take advantage of every casualty, every duel, everything that happened inside of Sunflower Shopping Mall. Oh my God, unfortunately for Chaos, they were not able to take advantage of what they initiated further against Horizon Esports.
It was amazing. we had so much time because of the composition of our map and the composition of the players. When it came down to the last few moments, it closed in the Sunflower Shopping Mall, which is the worst place to take the fight because you don't know if there's anyone on the top or on the bottom either.
That's what Risen Esports was able to take advantage of. They know Chaos and Ninth Order is already dueling, so why not go in for the touch-ups, finish out every casualty that they want to get, and they were able to try and at least push it to a close fight. But unfortunately for them, we still have Ninth Order was able to take the first place.
It's way too close, and Ninth Order rising to the top above Risen Esports. But of course, to talk more about that, we have the panel. Hey, guys!
Hey, it's us. Yes, of course. I'm counting us now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only the 5th order here.
Right.
Not enough. Not quite enough.
We are
But
missing.
yeah,
forward.
great cast, by the way, guys. But we'll break it down with you guys.
Wow,
So,
okay.
all right, let's get this ball rolling. Guys, I know we were hyping up these teams, but you actually looked out for the Ninth Order.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, especially that last moment from all of these teams. 4 squads remain, having to battle it out in the Sunflower Shopping Mall. It
Right.
was an amazing sight to see.
It's the Sunflower Shopping Mall is definitely a very intense place to have the final circle in.
Yeah.
Mainly because of a lot of covers that is available. Right? There's a lot of villages right around the area, and as we look into the drop points, there is only just about one team that dropped into that circle right away, and that's Chaos. And they did end up, having a very good run in game number 1.
Yeah, and we talked about Chaos. We talked about the Ninth Order, and one of the teams as well that stood above in the 4 teams from that game number 1 was Risen. And coming into the middle of that game, when the zone was closing in, they were still on the upper right
I know, they
corner.
were so far away.
Right.
They were so far from the safe zone, and they still were alive into the final zone. And at the end, I mean, they were not the winners, but they still come out to be a very, very strong team to watch.
And we can actually see here from the first circle, of course, that they had their own areas of control here.
Yep.
Risen Esports, you can't see them right here, but they did make their way up back top by the Sanctuary Tower, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And as you mentioned earlier, that they were making their way towards the bottom here, closing to Sunflower Shopping Mall. But I was actually talking to Autoluz behind the scenes, and I'm so surprised that Risen Esports, despite being at that Heart Island,
Right.
they managed to make it into the Sunflower Shopping Mall and actually get that last or the second placement here.
Yeah, that I think is, where you show consistency, right? Like, regardless of the situation that you are in, you are able to recognize what to do and when to do it, right? And at that point, the only thing that they have to do is to stay still, be patient, wait for the gunfires or gunfight to happen before they cross the water.
Yeah, and on top of that, when they were crossing the water, yes, they were able to cross the water going into the other island where the Sunflower Shopping Mall was. You have TYRD just readily waiting. You have Chaos already in the mall as well. Going in, shots fired from long range, and despite that, they were still safe, went into the building, 4 members still alive in that final moment.
Okay, I just wanna clear the air really quickly. Who do you think had the best movement in the entire game? Was there anybody that stood out to you guys?
I think it's always a given that the Ninth Order is definitely going to be a favorite, but I still think that Risen Esports is just on a different level right now. Yeah, they bagged second place when it comes to positional ranking, but looking at the number of kills that they were able to do, that's a total of 17 kills for a team, and that is stopping everyone right now. It might not look that many, right? It might not look that many, but we have to remember that there are only 9 teams participating.
Yeah, and I like how you mentioned about NF90 because AIM, 6 kills, 3 assists, I believe. It's just playing towards his name, right? The kills from long range distance. We saw a couple of defenders as well being played out. AIM, to be more specific, who was shooting down his opponents, knocking them down from really, really far away.
Right, and again, White Dwarves. There's a lot of White Dwarves.
And defenders, as we can see in the clips over here.
Yeah.
But again, this is the most impressive part, the clashes that were occurring in Sunflower Shopping Mall. I'm very impressed with Chaos. They were able to hold the fort down as long as they did.
The secret about skirmishing in Sunflower Mall is by deciding fast as to what to do as a team, right? Like you have to hug one area, you have to protect one area because this is a multi-level building that has a lot of covers. And if you do not decide fast, if you do not act fast, the opposing teams will then devour you one by one.
Yeah, and there's two parts as well. The mall itself and the annex building beside it, right? And on top of that, there's also buildings surrounding the Sunflower Shopping Mall that you could actually stay, wherein Night Order was initially stepping onto on the south part of the mall.
You know what I noticed from this lineup right here? It's so obvious that the Ninth Order had every intention of being on the offensive. You don't have an Ember. Who wants to go away? No, the only order or the only disengage that they had here would be Sunil, because you would have your, of course, your hologram guide, and you would have your springboard, and that would be an easy getaway card.
Yeah, and that's what I also love about the current patch that we are having right now in Farlight 84. The changes from MKR, not just from that hero itself, but also from the other heroes, you know, bringing in the Lucinda, bringing in the Maggie. Now, this variations is what I love about the game. There's so much mix and match.
I was talking to a legend player just a couple of days ago, and I was talking to him, and I was selling my, you know, my newfound love with MKR, and he was saying and he was suggesting, hey, you know what, MKR is good, right? But with the current state of the game and where you want to go for the kills, you need every combat spell available, and those four, oh man, they have plenty.
They really do have plenty. And even if, you know, Maggie isn't exactly the team utility type of person or the team type of gal, the role just offers so much. The tactical role just offers so much space and time, and just the bullets itself, you know. How many times do we catch ourselves not having enough bullets in a skirmish, and you just do your tactical role, get the reload in, and kind of cover for your teammates once again? I mean, even in early rounds, instead of doing the instant revive, you have your role so that you're able to just back up your teammates instantly.
Exactly, and I really think that there is a necessary change to the tactical role. I don't mean no harm to all the
Are
Maggie
you saying you don't like the bullet reload?
Not the full clip. You know, just half of the clip is enough. It's balanced, in my opinion, because a full clip, especially to SMGs like White Dwarf in its current state, it's just too busted.
Yeah, and I think that is also one of the reasons why MKR was really, really strong before. You know, the extra ammos that you have when it comes to killing these opponents gives you so much more potential into carrying the whole game, and that is what Maggie has right now.
Yes, Maggie does have that, but for our viewers, let's see what we do have in store for you guys, because I heard that these guys have been sharing the stream, so maybe we have something to unlock. Let's find out.
We'll see, we'll see.
Ooh, perfect timing. All right, Autolus, it's your turn. What are they going to get this time?
Show the code for Elite Chest. Okay, PC week 2.
PC
very
week
easy,
2.
very easy.
I forgot to claim the code for the 1,000 coins. Maybe I'll have my chance. I'm gonna check if you guys.
I don't think you'll have any more chances.
No. Okay, I still have a chance because 500 viewers unlocked, and we have 1,000 for the coins.
Right.
Remember? I still have hope.
Hopium.
That is legit hopium right there. So hopefully the first 50 claimers have claimed their prize for Farlight PC Week 2. Oh, did I say that correctly? Was that the code? PC Week 2.
PC Week 2.
No Farlight for that terminology. So
Digit number 2.
good luck, guys, and I hope you guys got it. So we're gonna be moving over to game number 2. Are you guys ready for that?
Definitely, right? Again, I just want to break down finally the final thoughts in map number 1. Kill count, it's not as many because there's just a few capsulers available to really rack up kill points, and that I think is bringing a different dimension into the next maps as well.
And since you guys already broke down that map over here, we're gonna go to a break. We'll see you guys after this break for the map number 2 or the game number 2 of our Farlight Cup Week 2.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo. Distrutto.
all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going. Unlimited ammo. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Desire. Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
भर दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo.
What's up, you guys? Hey, survivors! Hi, hello, it's me, HandyGlacy and we're here with Josh Rave. And we saw earlier our game number 1, in which we were able to see Night Order take first slot.
Yeah, they definitely rose over Risen Esports.
Oh, man.
The irony of the name, but it was so close as well. I think it came down to one singular player, Kermel, and he actually clutched out that 1v3 or 1v4. I mean, I couldn't really see how many players were left, but because of everything happening so fast. I know that
So
he came in with
much.
the clutch. It was amazing.
There was so much casualty, but then there was Ryzen Esports that was able to touch upon every casualty that the Chaos was able to give upon Ninth Order. But who stood up tall? It was still Ninth Order. So we're going to see if they are still consistent enough to take first place, or will they be able to take it, or will they be taken over by Ryzen Esports?
That's the question of whether or not you're going to be able to survive the target on your back. The new team to beat is Ninth Order. They're no longer the ninth. Now they're the first. And we're going to be going straight in to the capsules. We're going to be zooming into the sky along with Duckside. And looks like map number 2 is now going to be underway.
Yeah, I really love so much action-packed game. It was earlier on our first map, but will it be the same this time, since we're looking back into our map right now where their dropouts will be going on. Since we're seeing here Chaos, they're still on the Sunflower Shopping Mall.
Yeah, they're going to be taking over this entire southern area of the map. Meanwhile, we also have 2 teams. Tyrant Dogs along with Shinigami going to be taking control of Tin Man and Hot Rod, Todd's Hot Rod, rather.
Look at how peaceful it is on Risen Esports. They are the only squad already taking over the place all the way from Sanctuary Tower. But now Shinigami is on the move, trying to pin down Tyrant Dogs. And now with the jump coming in from Sunil, he will be able to take down onto 1, and that is already an immediate goodbye for Tyrant Dogs' 1 member.
The mechanics of PC players, this is where it really comes down to. Dabi barely staying alive on the inside.
What is
There's
happening?
everything. You have the vehicles on the outside, the hovercraft, and everyone else spraying down. And look at this, Dabi actually trying to get out. He didn't know. He didn't know.
Oh man, I'm having a deja vu in which this happened to be last week's graveyard, in which it might happen in right now, since Tyrant Dogs, they're being taken over by Shinigami, and they are on a roll, man. There's only 1 member left behind, and he is on a really tight objective to try and resurrect every member that they are taking over it.
Arguably some very bad decisions happening over there. We had Tyrant Dogs try to come in, try to
Wrong
double
turn.
dip, right? They went back in. They wanted to take it back from Shinigami. They wanted to get revenge. And now they're down to only 1 person, Gab.
Yeah.
Trying to stay alive on the other side of Tin Man
man.
Industrial. So, well, looks like Shinigami is not going to be letting go of control.
Well, at the very least, he can take every loot available inside of Tin Man. But unfortunately, that may be one of the objectives coming in from Shinigami, to try and take every loot that they can find in Tin Man. That is not available in Tat's Hot Rod. But now, I'm still looking back into how peaceful it is, contradicting what happened earlier in map number 1 for Risen Esports. They're just there chilling and building and just waiting in for something to happen or someone to go up against them.
Actually, if you look at the rotations all over the map right now, since it's so spacious,
Yeah.
we have Ninth Order coming in from Power Tree Annex and actually going all the way to the north, risking their lives, because you don't know if there's anyone over there. But of course, it's gonna be a great reward as well, high risk, high reward, you would say. And now I would expect them to have some great setups as well in their attachments and their weapons.
I find it funny, especially for Gab, for Tyrant Dogs, to be really sneaky enough to try and be quiet, not be taken advantage or not be found out by Shinigami, since they are already in Tin Man. And thankfully for Gab, was able to rotate around the map around Tyrant's Hot Rod. But unfortunately, there is someone already there. Now, Yabs, they're on a roll right now. They are going in for the objective. And now we can feel the nerves coming in from squad number 5 of whatever they need to do. And good timing for the Vision Erosion to be able to survive at the very least.
They find only 1 singular player with the EMP as well being brought out. Fake King being taken out all alone. There's no backup.
Was left.
There's no friends. Don't you feel bad when you're left out of the friend group?
Well, sometimes it's your fault, since you were not able to loot fast enough and go with your friends along with their rotation. And now, at least, they're calling in for the backup. We have the second life coming in for Faking, and now we have the EMP Shock. We even have the Rico to find out every info where the players from Yab is. But now Yabs, they are taking advantage of this Vision Erosion. This is good, so they can immobilize this. Players already trying to pin them down. down. But now, Yams,
die.
they're being taken down one by one. There's also players coming in from squad number 5 trying to go in, up and go in for the shots. Q, though, unfortunately, with the shotguns available coming in from that Maggie, the movement is not enough. So Q was able to take him down as well.
Okay, Yusei on the other side of the container takes down one player from Yabs, but he's gonna be able to come in. The rest of his team spraying down onto right and die. Whether or not they're gonna be able to do it together, okay? Oh, barely out. Finds one, but now it's gonna depend on whether or not he's gonna be able to find the rest of his team. Because look at this, right and die, still coming right back, still coming in for the second right. No! But the airdrop coming in from Mighty Bisaya. They're way too fast. The backup's there, the airdrop's there, and they couldn't fight back. They didn't know.
They didn't know! He was trying to give a lot of pressure onto the players down below, but unfortunately the pressure laid forward on everyone.
Ninth Order
trying to go in for the play, and now Ninth Order, they want every action that they have already in front of them, so now they are taking advantage of players from Yabs already left behind.
Mighty Bisaya still licking their wounds as Ninth Order is closing in. And the rest of Ride and Die gang being taken down as well. This is why it's so important to know when to rotate away from the fight. Because when you see neither hide nor hair of your opponent, it's time to disengage. It's time to get better territory and better positioning as well, because you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a member who was left behind there. So the main objective of Mighty Bisaya is try to at least pin them down one by one. And unfortunately for squad number 5, they are in a tight spot. We have the recon already being thrown in. There's also the incendiary bomb, and now he's been down in just one room. He is trying to survive a little bit further here in Carnival, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. It's down, and now squad number 5 is going to say bye.
Man, looks like he was trying to go and date himself in the Carnival, but the rest of the squad of Mighty Bisaya, after having made all that noise, look at this. Ninth Order along with the War Spiders trying to close in, trying to find the information and scout for more enemies, but they walk right through them. They do not know.
Okay. This is where we want to talk about how you pick your battles, how you pick your fights, so you can be able to survive on the latter stages. But at the meantime, they find themselves one more War Spider, and they are not picking it up. So I think with this kind of ability with that vehicle, they just want to go roam around, try to get any loot, or I think they want to get someone pinned down, pick off players from squad number 9. So this is good, since we have Mighty Bisaya. They are just chilling, and they have already info. They are already on a really good top spot.
They're completely confused. Ninth Order knows that Mighty Bisaya is close by, but they can't seem to find them. We have Tupac now on the outside. Oh, now they find it. EMP as well with the War Spider. They're going to be starting it off curly and scary because now he's dead. Ninth Order so fast taking down one, but there's still 3 more to worry about.
Oh no, this is going to be problematic. He's the only member left behind all the way from the middle side of Carnival, and he is now taking, or rather, we have Ninth Order who has already info on where he is right now. Oh my god, Mighty Bisaya is now down, and unfortunately, they will not be able to sustain any further.
Information now gathered as Ninth Order is trying to close in. They know where Tupac is, so they're going to be avoiding that spot right now. They're going to rotate away because they know that they do not have the man advantage. An attempt, they know where he is. He has to get away. They're chasing him down. Ke, not able to fight back. He's just sprayed down. He's beamed out of nowhere.
Unfortunately, he was not able to run along after every casualty, and I love the touches that happened earlier with Mighty Bisaya, and there's also Ninth Order, but then again, there was also one member or one team who was able, or who was also taken down. Now, I see here the reposition coming in from BCTP. They're hovering, or they're going already here in Sod's Hot Rod, but look at this. Who's chilling and billing all the way from the top side of that hot rod. It's none other than Ryzen, and they haven't given any info yet against any member from every squad.
And now it's gonna be quiet for a long while. Everyone is inside the zone. No one has any cause to take the fight just yet. But look at this. We have one singular rat coming in, Gab, and everyone else. Ethereal X in Ninth Order took so long to rotate out.
How long has it been since we saw Ethereal X? This is going to be curious indeed, especially from the for the last players alive or for this few squads already inside of the zone. They are hovering here in Batman's
Gab knows.
cab.
The Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave.
Yes, and someone already here in Todd's hot rod, and they know already that there are already some casualties already taken over here.
They have to be very careful in the name of Gab. He's all alone, trying to stay alive, trying to rotate
Oh
away
my
from
god, he
danger.
is the last one!
He's all alone. And everyone else is still alive.
It's my mistake. I thought every player that he is with here is his players, but unfortunately it's chaos, and chaos has been chaotic, especially on map number 1.
He has to be quiet as a mouse.
We need to be quiet for Gab to survive this. I hate their position, man.
It's so bad.
They have vision. They have time to decide whatever to do next. But oh my god, Overdose. He needs to reposition this overcar or else it might just not be useful anymore.
Yeah, might blow up in his face as well.
Yeah.
The Shinigami, though, they're totally in control of Tin Man Plex right now. A little bit of great vantage points on the top of the warehouses as everyone else is still on the outside. So given that the zone should be closing in a little bit more, they have a perfect position as well. If they have their sniper rifles up like Dabi does, and he'll be able to see it. Look at that. One shot on to Vicious. Warning shots, don't walk in this direction.
Will that be a good decision though? Since some squads are just really fiery enough, they are in a mood to find out who gave that warning shot. So now VCTP, I don't think that is one of their objectives. So this is good, especially for Shinigami to gatekeep players outside of the zone.
But they have to be, it's great because at the moment there's 3 or 4 different squads holding inside the island of Tin Man and Todd's Hot Rod.
You know what I'm impressed about is Tyrant Dog's Gab is still not
He's
find
still
out.
alive.
He's still alive. He's still there. He's still sneaky. He wants to get the advantage of giving it the third party. But then again, we have squad number 6 who's just really sneaky enough to stay on top of that Batcave.
Actually beautifully done by Gab. He's really playing the Batman cosplay inside the Batcave, right? I am darkness and you cannot find me.
Especially now that this is going to be really heated up. One of the things that I can look forward to is that Ryzen Esports to be able to start up a game. But now, they're just really chilling. They're just really finding themselves. Or rather, they might want to go with the same objective or the same game plan they played out earlier in the first map, in which they just want to go in for the third party. They just want to go in to finalize out every casualty that the other teams has been giving onto the other.
Yeah, look at this tech right here. They're gonna have
How
to
is
close
it
in.
so quiet?
It's taking so long. We only have 7 squads, and I don't know
I'm
how.
impressed that it's still 7 squads.
Why? It's taking so long for them to take the fights, but hey, that means that our end will still be as explosive. if
It's
not
going
more
to be
explosive
beautiful,
than
man.
earlier.
We saw from last ACC Cup, in which that has been really huge, especially here in Tin Man. All of the casualties, all of the duels and the shots already happening here. But I think we are moving in, closing in that one out.
MV here with the hover car.
This is good, right? Since he can turn invisible and just find out and then disengage right after. I think 3 players of VCTP has a hover car. What luck do you have?
I think this is great as well for them because they can cross the river at will. But they're making so much noise. We have Ethereal X made visible. It looks like Vicious is well aware of what's going on. Dex, try and take a shot. The spiders really in, man. You gotta try and take out the bug spray because you have all these spiders. You have a little bit of an infestation in your house. That's not fun.
But I find it funny, especially that this is a battle between Transformers. We have a hover car against more spiders. I love this round. I love Farlight. And let's bring it on the show. We have ETHX, Ethereal X, just waiting it out to be able to get inside the off the side, get inside of the circle. But at the moment, they are being gate capped by VCTP.
Yeah, it's so hard as well well because their only way in is through that ramp.
Oh
Ethereal
yeah,
X.
you can't jump with. Oh no, with that ramp, man.
It's great because when the zone closes in, they will be forced to take
To
this fight.
swim.
They have no choice.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, they gotta swim. They won't be able to use their wire spiders long enough, and this is a really bad position for them if ever they don't take down VCTP.
Yeah, look. Cover fire as well. MV spraying down one by one with the use of
The defender.
It's going to be great as well. But the problem right now is that VCTP, their vehicles are actually being taken down one by one, which means they will have less artillery for when Ethereal X will close in. So now it's a question of whether or not Vicious is going to have enough firepower to take this fight when Ethereal X decides to go in with their War Spiders.
Oh man, I'm so impressed that they have already their War Spiders to be able to survive this long enough game. But unfortunately for them, they cannot push with their War Spiders. And now, AIM, they have already the info that we have Shinigami inside of our vision, inside of the site. So this can be a good advantage for them to pin down Shinigami. And they are on the roll. We have Ninth Order with an EMP shock. We also have every single aim that he can give against Shinigami. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. We have the Rhino as well. Cosman trying to go in with the shots, but unfortunately, AIM is finally down.
Now it's Shinigami trying to stay alive as the rest of the fight is going to be going on. Yuri still on the inside of the Vision Erosion. Barely able to see, but is still going to be able to stay alive. Now on the outside, look at this. 3 out of 4, I think, of the players of Shinigami are already down. And everyone else is trying to come in for the leftovers. Ninth Order closing in. One person down. Dams is down for the count. Yuri from up top, from up high, being closed in by the rest of Shinigami. Sprayed down. He gets beamed down as well. Try to get your friends back into the fight, but you are surrounded.
What are you doing,
On one
Naldo?
side, you can't connect. He finds it, though. It's going to be nice and clean, and Shinigami takes them out.
How was it be able to being taken over by Shinigami? That was so beautiful. Especially that there has been so much casualty and so much attention going forward. But now it's Risen going in with a call signal that we can still do this. EMP vision erosion. And you don't have any vision to stay alive any longer. And Risen, this is such a ratty, disgusting play to take down a squad. Was able to take down one earlier on.
Again, this is how Risen gets those points. They wait for them to be taken down. You know, they're still licking their wounds. They're still trying to recover. But before they can even get themselves back to full health, they're dead.
Joshua V, they were not able to even use a medical kit. But oh my god, Gab, I don't think he can survive long enough since every member from Ethereal X is having their attention against him. But now Chaos was able to give a lot of attention against them. So yeah, unfortunately for our last remaining player from Tyrant Dogs, he was not able to survive long enough to give a good essence on the third part.
Yeah, Plasma being way too strong to keep Gab out of the way. It's going to be Shami all alone, surrounded by 3 different squads. Dead center! Chaos waiting for the right time to go in.
Oh no, the circle, the zone.
What in the world is this? Can you imagine having the luck to be straight in the middle? So it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to fight somebody at some point. And you're going to be in there. You can be as quiet as you want. You'll be quiet, but if somebody spots you, they're going to think you're the opponent. And
Exactly.
I don't know how he's going to survive this, but at least he's in the top 4, right?
Yeah, at the very least, he's in the top 4. That's got to mean something. So with all of the kills that we're able to accumulate earlier on can be huge enough to go last long into this best of 3. But at the moment,
oh no.
Don't breathe, Shami. Don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Let
do
them
not,
battle.
Don't breathe, don't move, don't speak, don't even swallow.
Don't even try to move a muscle since now we have VCTP highs on the prize on Chaos.
Oh no.
And now Chaos, they're closing in.
He knows.
They have the hovercraft, but at the very moment he's
They're
giving
down?
a lot of advantage on that vision and info. Taking down one, and that's going to be huge, especially they're taking their time to get inside of the circle, get inside of the zone.
Vicious playing the perfect gatekeep right now, just on the edge with the zone right behind them. Risen is going to have to come in. Chaos is forced to go right into their hands as well. And they have so much cover here in Todd's Hot Rod.
I hate how quiet Risen is right now. They are hoping for the best for Chaos and VCTP to go and clash. And they will be going in for the touch-ups to not give any time for them to recover.
The Rhino actually doing so much damage as well. I think that's an absolute gravity being used, as well as now VCTP Vicious trying to close in onto Chaos as they're trying to hold on to this two-story building.
I hate Risen right now. They're just really so cool. And they're just really so chill, waiting it out upon the clash already happening against VCTP. With all of the recon, Vicious is already having the vision. We have the EMP. We can see the vision erosion right now being taken advantage to be in a position able to. But now Risen is now on the move.
Down to the last two squads as well. The EMP making a Venn diagram. Wiz trying to spray down. Not able to connect. He's going to be down as well.
No!
Down to the last person. Risen barely staying alive. And they come in. It's going to be Vicious as our first placer.
Wow, I did not see that coming. It was so one hell of a battle against all of the players left inside of the shonen, and I just gotta give regards to the I think that was Gab and Shami, the last remaining players for their squads, but it has been really hella bloody, especially all the way from that hot rod. Oh my god, that every clash, every emotion was felt, especially when we saw Risen touch upon every wound of the team, was trying to at least recover from the fight.
You see the actual mechanics coming in from Risen. I think they do employ a strategy wherein they take a look at the kill feed, see who was taken down, and try to take that fight later on. They know who's wounded. They close in like I don't know, like a coyote or something, right? They're still bleeding, still crawling away from the battle, and they just get taken down like vultures.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. They were vultures in map number 1 and 2. That is such a good one hell of a battle.
Yeah. One hell of a battle indeed, but it looks like we're gonna have to ask for a little bit more help to process what we just saw, because it was extremely chaotic. Hello, panel, what's up? Cacao! Cacao! Cacao!
We're vultures too, guys. We're also vultures too, don't worry. You're so lucky that we're not in that lobby, because we would have pecked everybody out of there. But thank you so much, of course, Josuave and Honey Glazy with that amazing cast.
Ooh.
It's hard to process what was going through in that map, especially since there was so much utility that was being thrown at that last circle. I mean, when you're at the tough spot we're in, there's an EMP shock at your door. There is the absolute gravity and the vision erosion. Which one should you shoot first?
Yeah, and the hard thing about that as well is that the changes from the absolute gravity instant pulls you in, EMP, so there's just so much to process.
I think to answer your question, like, I think you have to
You just give up.
you have to shoot wherever, I guess, is the proper answer to that. Map 2 drop points again. Let's just do a very quick breakdown. Still same drop for Chaos. But as we remember, the final circle is no longer on Sunflower Mall, but rather farther east on towards the Todd's Hotpot. And I was really excited for this because, again, you know, as one of the MKR users of recent times, this is a place wherein you can abuse the sky roaming just because you can, you know, be extra safe above the tower. But it didn't happen.
Why does it sound like you're such an expert at what you're saying?
For MKR.
So that is why you've been spamming MKR, huh?
Oh, I tell you, because every single time that I know for a fact that we are no longer in the position to win, I'm just going to go for the ultimate quote of a plus is a plus, so I'm going to survive.
But what about Watchman? How does he feel?
He's okay. He's okay.
He's
He's
okay.
okay. You know who else is okay? Envy. Look at this guy. He only got 3 kills, but look at the damage.
1582.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And Vicious was just doing so well in that last map. But I still gotta give props to the other squads that are here. I mean, if it still boils down to it, for me, Ninth Order still had one of the best mechanics in the game in terms of movement. But in terms of rotation, I think Risen was the one that was standing out.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned about the Ninth Order. Because unfortunately, looking back from that game, Ninth Order was eliminated really, really early.
Yeah, number
when
7.
they were fighting in Tin Man Industrial, wherein you have 2 other parties as well in the same place.
Right.
And I think there's also a huge disparity as well from game number 1 into game number 2, where in game 1 was complete squads, and then they're playing really patiently. This time around, it's all about chaos.
And again, it's all about consistency, especially when it comes to 3 map formats such as what we are witnessing right now. Speaking of consistency, Reason Esports still number 2, right? We have to remember that during map number 1, they also placed second. And regardless of how they perform in map number 3, I feel they have a very good chance to really top it once again. Go back to back, week 1 and week 2. That's unheard of.
Yeah, and it's also something that we've noticed as well in game number 1, game number 2. Despite or disregarding their capabilities as individual players, but considering their drop points, it is also consistent. Their favorite spot is on top east part of the map.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? You guys keep hyping about consistency, and I am a firm believer that consistency is important. But
For sure.
okay, this is kind of a hot take here. I also believe in the fact that you just have to be the best team right here, right now. Because sometimes it's just how it happens. You could be the most consistent teams in our preliminaries, but when it boils down to the finals, if you're not the best version of your team at that moment, then you're not gonna make it to the top. When it's when it counts. You have to be there.
I agree, and that I think is what is being shown to us by most of the teams that we have right now, specifically and especially Reason Esports. Again, going back to back is not far from the picture right now.
Oh, that is a very good possibility, but we still have a map 3. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else actually shows up and really steps up here. But as you guys can see, it's the same lineup. The utilities are the same, and there's just something about going on the offensive over here, Infinity. They just really want to keep throwing those utilities, and we did see how, again, my first question for this panel is that, what do you do when everything is being thrown at you?
Yeah, it's just chaos fest, if there's even a word.
Welcome to the chaos!
Right? It's just a lot of utilities, a lot of things stacking on top of each other. And once again, from what we've discussed in game number 1 and prior to this game, the tactical roles from the Maggie, the weapon utilization, the variations from time and time again. We're now seeing Uzis as well being played out. Jupiter 6 also being played out as well.
Right. I mean, if you combine every bit of those utilities or crowd control specialty skills with a hologram guided team, like amount of damage, amount of buff that you receive as a team is just too much to handle.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question for that. Given that they did have a Sunil, and we know that Sunil's passive is to have a little bit more movement speed whenever he's shooting the guns, right? What loadout do you think best fits this character?
My honest answer.
White Dwarf.
My honest answer.
You're gonna say White Dwarf.
Exactly.
Watch.
It's going to be White Dwarf with anything else. That's it. Like right now, whenever I see White Dwarf, it's my it's kind of reminiscent of how I felt when Jupiter 6 was really at his best or at its best. Right now, if I see White Dwarf, I'm going to really go and press my dashes to make sure that I get that gun.
Yeah, it's just at its peak at a moment, right? So much damage, so much accuracy from that gun, could fight in mid-range really, really easily. And when you put in the AK-77, for example, there's huge damage that could just finish a person up in the game. You could put it M4 if you want to fight a bit more long range and doesn't want to go for recall. You could go for defender as well, as we've seen from game 1 and game 2.
And I think it's a given right now, or I think it's evident right now that the primary weapon is the SMG and the secondary weapon is the assault rifle, which is what I often do as well. The amount of damage that you can secure with your White Dwarf or with your SMG is just too much, and the AR will be there to secure that kill.
Yeah, and on top of that, we have to remember SMGs have faster reloads.
Exactly.
That is true, but we can't discount our snipers as well. It may not be the exact meta that we're seeing, but there's still a possibility that. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I want to make our way to the pop art camo skin for the Bar 95. I know that it's possible with our viewers, because after all, they love inviting their friends, their families, their playmates over here at our Farlight Cup stream. So let's take a look and see where we are at our viewer milestone rewards. Dun, 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 dun. Infinity, what are we unlocking right now?
We have unlocked once again, and yet again, Legend Chest. For the viewers watching at home, this is it. Dun 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 dun! Luck Lottery.
Oh, speaking of lottery.
Go ahead.
I have spent a lot. I have unlocked a Maggie skin from the Legend chest. I've also unlocked the unicorn backpack from, I think, the Elite chest. It's nice. I've also garnered enough duck side points to unlock my own frame, which is the one with the roses, and it's really pretty. So now I look like a complete sweat in Farlight 84, but that does not mean that I am cracked at this game.
Oh, man. I wish I'm likable right now. Like, my luck is not really...
Yeah, same here. I mean,
it's
when I
bad.
do the
It's
lottery,
very
I
bad.
only get like the green items, the blue items at most.
Oh, rental items, right?
Don't worry, guys. You'll get there. You'll get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to show them what I actually got. So we're going to go off to a break. But once we return, more of Farlight Cup action.
bar दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tu vida contigo. Distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice hole.
Unlimited ammo.
Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsules, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को
El propulsor. ¡Ah!
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo. Granada por tuya contigo. Distrutto.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. It's me, Suave, here with Honey Glaze with a double E, and we just came back from an explosive map number 2.
Definitely, it really was explosive since we saw a lot of teams, a lot of squads waiting it out for having someone to clash upon each other. But then again, it was Ryzen Esports was able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, retaking the top spot along with everyone else. I think most of the lobby really got scrambled. Our map 1 winner, 9th Order, actually came out 7th place in the second map. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's really undeniably so nice to see, or so nice to expect other teams to come up on top, since it was really unfortunate for Risen was able to at least finish it out as we expect them to be, since they were able to finish out 2 maps last week as the first placers. So they are not being given that kind of opportunity this week.
Yeah, no survivor bias here, huh? So now it's really a question of who will rise out on top, because of the fact that our top placers in the first 2 maps are not consistent. Anyone could really come out on top, especially since map number 3 is anyone's game.
It's what we can say, that we have the teams who has really good potentials, but they are just really unlucky on some parts of the map that they are dropping on. And speaking of drops, will this be the 3rd time that Risen will be dropping all the way close to Sanctuary Tower?
Yeah, but now I think we have a different kind of drop. A little birdie told me in my ear. Looks like we have another unlocked giveaway. We hit 2,000. 2,000. I think earlier we were at 1,000 now, so we're going to be getting the rocket trail. So for you guys who are ready, if you have your computer on or if you have your mobile device on, open up CD key in your Farlight 84, because now we're going to look at the code in here.
This is
it
so,
took 2 tries.
It took 2 tries, but at least we have here finally our code for everyone, every survivor here in our screens to get 006 rocket.
Yep, 006 rocket. And, well, it's for the first 5 claimers, so I hope you guys are fast, because if you don't get it, then skill issue.
Oh, man. I wasn't able to open up my Farlight and take advantage of that code. But, yeah, it's all thanks to our viewers who was able to give us that kind of stepping stone.
Yeah. So for you guys, if you want some more prizes, rather, then don't forget to share the stream. Tell everyone else to come by. Tell your mom, tell your boyfriend, tell your girlfriend, tell your best friend, tell your little brother and sister to join us here. But it looks like we're gonna be going right in to see on a skin. But of course, the red alert is now coming online. We do not have time. We're gonna be going straight into battle.
Yes, this the last game of this day, of this week. This is the final time for the teams to rise up on top, to finally finish it out, to finally prove themselves, to finally prove to everyone that they are the amazing team. Can we see another team that can win it out back to back, or will it be another different story?
Yep, and it looks like we're gonna go straight in. Look at this, Chaos and Shinigami immediately dropping down into Kinman. Sorry, rather,
Yeah?
it's only Shinigami dropping down into Todd's
they're
Hot
safe.
Frost. They're safe, or they're giving each other some space. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
for a healthy relationship,
Exactly,
you need to
exactly.
give each other just enough space, but not too much.
Yeah, exactly. You have to find and embrace that kind of space so you can have enough time to loot and take advantage of every drop that you can, since you have the objectives on where the shield devices are or the potential vehicles that you can pick up. Since right now over here we have Night Order was able to take one vehicle for their team, but now we're looking at the potential clash here from squad number 2 with Serial X against VCTP again.
He knows Ken finds decks from the sky. He knows that they are there. And right now, he's not exactly well equipped to take the fight, right?
Exactly,
Only the basic
yeah.
armor, a defend. Yeah, I think that's a defender if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, that's I can't see. My eyes are bad. But anyway,
it's a stellar.
it's a stellar win. That's it. And now Ethereal X on the outside as VCTP trying to find the right position to take that fight. But neither is gonna try and go in straight. It's too early for that.
I think so too, since unfortunately for Shami, oh my god, this guy, he was the last man remaining for the squad to have the good
no,
potential.
Vision
But
Erosion.
unfortunately for him, he needs to pop in a Vision Erosion, but VCTP also is already all over the place. Will they be able to use their EFP Shock? I don't think so, since they are on a roll right now, and it is
Shami!
used already. Shami is still alive. This is a good potential for him to isolate in the fights. He was able to slow down and give a lot of damage and call onto his friends that they can still win this ad. One out, since we have players from VCTP, they are the ones being knocked down.
Backup came up almost immediately.
Where did they come from?
You thought Shami was alone, and then out of nowhere, they come up like a Kagebunshin.
They're like the Avengers, man. They just went in and just gave a lot of follow-up for Shami, and Shami was able to at least that was a really undeniably good of a delay to call onto his friends.
Yeah, backup. Yeah, you gotta call it out just when you know it was there. I mean, he used the Vision Erosion to keep them at bay.
Yes.
And the smokes as well, while he was trying to deal some chip damage on the outside. And it was great timing because everyone came in back. But meanwhile, look at this positioning right now. It's happening again. We have Ninth Order again on the northwest of the map, taking up all the inventory again.
Tyrant Dogs. Unfortunately, they are close to Risen Esports. Let's hope for the best for them to be able to win out a duel. But now, we're looking at the positioning set here being committed and the potential clash that might happen against VCTP. VCTP and Ethereal X are on a move. I think VCTP has an info already since Sky. He doesn't have any idea.
He has no idea. He's walking around like he just don't care. Farming up the shield experience, but look at this. They're going to be closing in. They find it. The War Spider right in your face, Sky. Spraying down the beam onto MV, and he's gone.
This is one of a tough luck to win out. If he is just trying to get an info, he's just trying to get a good position, but we can acknowledge that he needs to run away, but unfortunately there's no more space to run away, since one wrong move that can give every bit of an info to lure players from the side of VCTP, or rather Ethereal X, to find out where the rest of the players are.
Yeah, they had to be a lot more careful because they were way too far away from each other.
Yeah.
And I think there was just no chance for them to come back. What are they doing? Look, we have Mac all the way at the top, so far away from the rest of the team. He's one singular player in the middle of 3 different squads. So it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to be caught by somebody. So you have to be walking very carefully, try to find a way to go, to find cover as you move forward. But it looks like we're going to see Tupac as well in the middle of the War Spider. He knows that Ride and Die are going to be right in front of him once more.
No,
and I don't know how, but it's always Ride and Die that will find Ninth Order.
Or rather, it's the other way around. Since Ninth Order was able to find Ride and Die and Ride and Die, will it be the same as what happened earlier in first and second round? You mentioned it earlier that Ride and Die keeps on dying the first early stages.
No.
But no! Charades and Ethereal X is on a clash, on a really bit of an action here, all the way from Riverview. But unfortunately for ETX or Ethereal X, they have a lot of counters. They have a lot of enemies going around the map since we also have VCTP.
Yeah, you got a three-way fight going on, and they just got pinched in the middle of both VCTP and Tyrant Dogs. Now, Ninth Order on the other side of things, waiting on the outside of Nova Planetarium. We have the War Spiders set in the garage, over in the back, wait for the right time to move forward, because at this point, you don't want to be too noisy.
Yes,
if you're not completely built up, especially in terms of your shield
Armory,
and your growth XP, you don't want to take the fight just yet.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to be very careful as well. It's a question of decision making at this point, because Nova Planetarium, there's 3 different squads on the different directions of the map. Now AIM has been spotted.
Yeah, this is one of the baddest things. You need to roam around to get every loot available, or you have the potential to take advantage of the objective that you can linger your eyes on the prize, especially that now we have an info ready for squad number 9. But yeah, they're not really going in forward since they're in a safe zone and they're inside of the circle.
Yeah, hold on to the land. It looks like the EMP being brought out. Shinigami closing in. They're still on the inside of the container, but it's too good. The Lucinda with the usage of the Incendiary and the Absolute Gravity being able to take them down, and now the Vision Erosion as well. Shinigami trying to stay alive on the outside because there's 2 different squads on the edge of battle as well. Overdose inside the building, trying to find the movement to try and stay alive.
Oh my god, they are all over the place, and Risen has a lot of info, has a lot of eyes against them. And this is a good opportunity to go in with the touch-ups, go in and just dip inside of the splash, but they're giving enough time for Shinigami to loot and to heal themselves, and now they will be on a roll to reposition. Good enough take for Risen Esports, since this is a time for them to at least reposition once more. This is what we see and what we can observe for Risen, is that they're not really taking it recklessly when they know that some squads are already fighting it over.
Yeah, you have to be able to choose whether you want to go and try and take the fight, or if you want to move away and heal yourself up, right? To get some more resources or look for a better vehicle as well. But right now, in Ninth Order, I think they're actually very well equipped for this point in time. And they're actually going to get out of the red zone right now. Everyone is disengaging as our safe zone is shrinking. And, you know, at this point, I'm not expecting much fights just yet, because we still only have 7 squads still alive.
Exactly, and they are hovering over a blue and purple armor, so I don't think this is a good time for them to go and engage for a team fight. But I think Smokey has enough vision here all the way from up top. But yeah, we're speaking of...
Here. He knows. He sees the War Spider. He sees the mobile turret moving towards him. Chaos.
There's so much vehicles right now. Oh my god, this is going to be
coming in from the top as well. Now with the usage of the Vision Erosion and try to scan in. The Scout is not going to be able to find anything but the shots already connecting as well. Mighty Bisaya down on the 2nd floor, and another Vision Erosion being brought out as the EMP is trying to slow them down. And I don't know if they're going to try and take this fight. It's just so confusing right now. You don't know heaven or hell or in purgatory in the middle. You don't know where you want to take this fight.
I love this, since they're holding back. And with holding back, it doesn't mean that you are weaker on this team or weaker on the situation, but you're trying to take in your chance to find a really good position. And now with that scan, you have every right off the info to the side immediately. But now with that bomb, with that incendiary bomb, they're trying to move away. We have Chaos already being pinned down all the way from up top. Is a vision coming in from Mighty Bisaya. And now we're seeing him really being taken down. And now this is going to be unfortunate for Mighty Bisaya, since they have the upper hand. But unfortunately, they are being taken down one by one. Chaos, they're just really popping off, and they're hitting their shots. Chaos taking 1, 2, 3, and door.
That's going to be Gear. Still alive now. It's going to be a 1v2, as one is already gone and the other is walking down on his knees. Chaos trying to find the last remaining member of Mighty Bisaya. It looks like they're going to be holding off on the fight right now. Ready is beamed down from the outside of the smoke. They know where he is. Here, down to only 1 HP. Just a sliver of health, but now the shields are actually up. Looks like Charisma Just gonna try to find
go,
him.
just go
Tries to
find
try
it.
to take that fight.
Oh man, you
Looks
need to
like
find
he
it.
knows the vision erosion being brought out. He can't see, but he still takes him down either way. And now, it's gonna be one last person again. It's Gear all alone. He's taken down. Mighty Messiah are down, and now they are out.
Well, let's go in the back with that casualty really slow. What happened was the upper hand was already in favor for Mighty Messiah, but then it went turned around. I just didn't know what happened, man. With just the vision erosion, unfortunately, they were taken over by that Cypher, especially with that EMP shock. They were not able to mobilize themselves around inside of that building. But unfortunately now, for Shinigami, they might be pinned down since Ice is coming from 9th Order.
Yeah, but now 9th Order actually laying siege from the upper ground. They actually have Yuri trying to come out from a distance. I think this is going to be an attempt to find some safer ground as well. He's going to be playing the scout for his team so that they know where it's going to be safe to hold on after that battle. But now the danger here is the fact that Yuri is walking around on a War Spider. This means that he's going to be a giant target if anyone sees him.
Exactly. And one of the teams that might be able to take the vision against them is Risen Esports, but I think Risen is just really chilling it out. They're waiting forward to see if there are some squads already closing on to them, but in the same spot, they just need to be really quiet and be safe around the side.
Yeah. Now, fire coming down from the sky. 9th Order is going to be suppressed to try and stay inside this building. But, you know, they don't want to let go of this position. They're dead center of the safe zone, which means everyone else is going to be going towards them. But now the incendiary bomb going to be used. Shinigami taking down one more squad with them as well. You have to appreciate how Shinigami uses the Lucinda here.
Yeah, I gotta agree. They are really just combining it together with the vision erosion so that the players from the other squads are don't have enough vision to work with or don't have any utilities to work with, since again, you also have the EMP shot coming in from Cypher, and with that kind of a combination play, that gives a lot of advantage when it comes to close counters.
Yeah. It really has to come down to those kinds of decision-making, right? When it comes to the later game as well, we are down to the last 5 squads, but it still has to be seen whether or not they have the right positioning.
Oh man, you just gotta hope for 9th Order that they have enough loot to begin with, since they are already inside of the circle, really quiet enough to be able to decide if whether they can gatekeep people coming in from outside of the circle. But will it be enough though? Since again, it's pros and cons. There's a lot of pros and cons when you are inside or in the middle of the circle, since you have squads surrounding you, and it's not impossible to say that there might be an attention that be hold upon you.
Look at that spray down from long range. Shinigami is actually trying to take them down one by one, just on the edge of Power 3 Station. They know that the members of Risen Esports are there, and everyone else has to be found, because, you know, when there's fire, there's smoke, or the other way around. I think I switched that up.
But it's still the same ideology, so you're safe. But at least Shinigami is a really good spot to try and find out what Risen Esports is up to. But now we have, we were talking about Ride and Die earlier, and they are not dying in the early stages, but they are still alive and kicking, and they are in a good spot to decide on what they want to do against Chaos.
Yeah, they know that Chaos is here, but there's actually so much cover that can be taken. They're taking so much damage in their vehicle. So I think the idea here for Ride and Die is to disable the cars, the War Spiders that Chaos has, while also dealing damage on the outside, which will force them to actually have to walk away. But now they know what's going on. Gonna be moving forward as well. I don't know. They're disengaged from Chaos. They know.
This is just a good momentum shift coming in from the side of Chaos that can really amplify on that info that someone is already trying to give a lot of damage against you. But then you just gotta pick your fights. It's still early on. We still have 5 more squads, and they're still just chilling outside outside or just waiting out for any kind of clash that may happen upon the players still outside of the circle. Since right now we have Ride and Die still on the move, but waiting inside of the circle is 3 or rather 2 squads. This is Ninth Order and Reason Esports.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking a page out of the book of a classic Western, you know. When you walk in, you tell them, this town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Exactly.
But it looks like they don't want to give up any kind of space right now. It's the complete opposite.
What is going to happen, man? They're just really here. We have, I think, with 5 squads, we still have 4 each.
Oh.
Now, we have Ride and Die. They're going in with the damage. They're going in with the warning shot that we are here. We're not going away. We want to take your territory, and now you need to hope for the best. That it's not just us giving a lot of advantage against your squad.
Yeah, the free real estate being given up because of the fact that Ninth Order is just holding on to the building on the center of the map right now. But now Ride and Die waiting on the other side of the canyon. They're actually just on the edge. They're gonna be forced to go right in the open. Exactly. And look at this shot. The baby made an attempt. So close.
Oh man, this is one of the best things that they can potentially do right now is give a lot of damage, call upon the attention of one squad, and then open themselves to a clash, hoping for the best that there is no third party. But now, especially that this is already happening with all of the attention given, attracted to Shinigami, I think they want to bring up the fight. We have, oh my god, look at how lucky Reason Esports is. The circle went entirely inside of them.
So everyone else is going to have to fight for their life at this moment now. It looks like the hologram guard's going to be brought out. Radius closing in on the homes of Ninth Order right now. Already at the very top in the use of the EMP, as well as the Vision Erosion being brought out. Charisma able to take down one, and it looks like everyone is scrambling to get out of this burning building.
This is one of the bad things to say, especially that you are trying to camp inside of a building, is that you are pinned down. You have little bit of movement to go around with, especially when you have enemies who have the Vision Erosion together with the EMP Shock. And not to mention, we also have the Absolute Gravity that can be used upon you, especially that you cannot move around well, use your jetpacks and get away if there's any little bit of error that can be amplified by another player here from your squad or from the enemy team. But now, especially that the circle is already closing in. We still have more 4. Impressive enough that they are still alive.
Yeah, the smoke's actually being brought out. Chaos over on the outside being sprayed down by Risen. Actually able to connect that Rhino shot as well. One person is already down. Charisma trying to find an angle here as Ride and Die are slowly bleeding out. But on the other side, he also has his own teammate that he has to worry about. He has to play medic right now, but now smoke over to keep them safe right now as everyone else is scrambling for some real estate. Risen already in the middle of a fight. And I don't know how, but everything is so quiet.
Exactly, the circle is just so close, so small, and now we have Ride and Die. They are still alive, close enough to have a clash against Citizen, but unfortunately, they're not taking up the fight. We have them trying to, but they are quickly disengaging, and now Risen is just not still on a move. They're just hovering over if they want to go or not.
Yeah, they have the high ground. They're not gonna let go of it.
Yeah.
Right now, Kermel, he knows where they're situated. Shinigami actually closing in on the other side. Risen is going to be pinched in the middle of everything right here. Ride and Die also closing in. The poison is too much. Faking. Barely alive as well. Risen just so good at playing these angles because Ride and Die can't even move forward. The Rhino actually being used as well. It's not going to be enough. Faking is down. And the rest of Ride and Die barely alive. But look at this.
Chaos.
EMP and as well as the usage of our big black dome. Risen still alive. I don't know how.
Bro, Chaos just went into their deaths. We saw the EMP shock. That was a good advantage for Risen since they need to be close upon. Chaos needs to close in for the battle since they are inside of the building, and now they are being taken down one by one, and they are crawling to be alive for a moment. But unfortunately for them, there's still 3 more players around the side coming in from squad number 4. This is Risen, and they are going to roll to wind out players from Chaos on where they are finally.
We're down to the last 3
Shinigami.
squads. We have Risen and Chaos on one side trying to stay alive. They don't know where the enemy is. We also have the scan being brought out. But Shinigami
is still alive.
on the outside. Look at this. He takes the shot. Naldogs knows where he is. Olaras is going to be down. We have Maanghang on the other side. California still alive for Risen. trying to find an angle to take this fight, but the zone is way too much, and
Way
Risen is
too much.
falling one by
They're
one.
inside of the...
The movement is way too good. EMP being brought out. He's gonna be down on his knees once more, Dabi. And now Dogs closing in everyone, taking it down, and the smoke clears, and Risen is down. Shinigami comes out on top.
What? I don't know what happened earlier since the circle is just really closing in and they are already trapped inside of a building. So it was so anticlimactic, but I gotta say that Chaos was just really there to give a lot of show against Citizen, but unfortunately they fell into a trap. That was such a heated up moment since we saw the EMP shock together with the Vision and Erosion, and oh my god, we can go endless about what happened at the last remaining moments of every squad. But this is a different team right now who came up on top.
Yeah. I guess it's anyone's game. It was amazing, right? We have 3 maps wherein no one really dominated the entire lobby.
Exactly.
No one was always coming out in the top 3. And every single map came up with a different result. And I think that really speaks to the power of this lobby that we have right here.
I am so impressed. This is such a good day to cast and work with the players right now that we're able to finish out, or we're able to qualify here into our second week of the finals. But that was such a beautiful, beautiful game. How about
Yep. Beautiful indeed. I do agree with you. But of course, let's talk about, let's call in our beautiful panel as well. Of course, what's up?
Yeah, we need your thoughts, man.
What's up?
What's up? Let's go. You guys are beautiful too. It's not just us. We're all together. But goodbye, casters. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful cast. And you guys get some rest on this weekend. All right. So where do we even begin? I guess I want to start with, why was Ninth Order eliminated early?
Yeah.
We were rooting for these guys, but also expect the unexpected. Welcome to the chaos once again.
And there's just a lot of things that could happen, right? These teams evolve, these teams adapt, and maybe it was the opposing sides that was able to adapt to Ninth Order's strategy, especially considering the patterns that we've seen from map number 1, map number 2, same drops, same locations. It's just an easy read.
Yeah, to remove any doubts and for you to remove the word maybe from that sentence. Ninth Order, yeah, map number 1, they came in guns blazing, but they got figured out immediately. And at map number 2 and map number 3, specifically map number 3, they ended with 0 kills. Not really the best performance to end the night. But again, just again, there is this one team that we have highlighted to really be the star of the show.
And not only that, of course, Shinigami did so well. We're still in the process of figuring out if they're actually affiliated with Shinigami Tenshi, the mobile team for FARLIGHT 84.
Yeah.
But you can see remnants of the strategies here that they're trying to pull. That's why they were able to actually win this. I was actually asking Infinity earlier, wait a second. 3 squads, 9 players remaining. How is this divided? Because it was so chaotic, but it was Shinigami over here, Autolus, that actually came out on top.
True, right. It's about ending the day with a bang, and a bang indeed, you know, getting a positional ranking of number 1, and as well as securing, you know, a good amount of kills as well. We're looking into the drop points once again, and as you can see, right, we look at the southern part of the map. There is just one team that really wants and loves to be in Sunflower area, but we have to remember that the first circle was on the top left part. And if you're looking at the drop points, there are currently like 4 or 5 teams already in the area. So, you know, danger is imminent.
Yeah, and that happened as well in map number 2. Wherein a lot of these teams surrounded NF90, right, on the top left quadrant of the whole map, and that just placed them in top 7. And this time around, as you stated, they were also red once again, and that meant that NF90 was just doomed at this point here in game 3.
Right. Again, it's not always safe to be inside the circle, because especially in the current situation that you're looking at NF90, which is again the 9th order. All right. If you are in power tree, you have to move to another area. And if you're looking at your options right now, the only option that they have is to go over to Iris Ranch to secure some shields as well. But we have to remember that if you are to skirmish with teams that are, at this caliber, at this skill level, chances are there will be a very good 50-50 between the surviving and defeating.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you have the options of going out of the safe circle versus going in on a safe circle in the very first zone, I think the better option would be going into the safe zone.
Oh, there are pros and cons, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
In relation to that, though, I want to ask, as we can see in the previous scenario that we had here, is that, of course, Shinigami rather. See, I'm already getting confused with these teams. MVP, of course, is none other than, is it Naldox with that? See, I got a little bit confused. Naldox here with the damage, obviously, right? 1200. That's insane. I mean, it's not even just the damage, it's the assist that he's able to give his team, the space that he was able to bring there. But going back to my point, I wanted to ask you guys, we see the likes of, for example, Risen Esports, Chaos, they have their favorite hot drops rather, or POIs as we like to call it.
Yep.
What are the pros and cons of having a fixed map drop here?
Well, the thing is, when you have a fixed drop, of course, one of the pros is that you control the location, you get the loot, you get the items in that specific location, especially considering from map 1 to map 3, everyone has their own spots, right? And I think the cons, however, on the flip side is you are now easily read, which happened to Ninth Order.
Agree, right? Like at the end of the day, we often see this as well with the teams that we feature during ACC. They often drop in the same place, over and over again. And that I think is more about them being confident that whatever comes their way, they will be winning if the skirmish happens in that spot. The biggest risk there is, yes, you may win a squad versus squad skirmish, but what happens when you have a third player? Third party, right? That's where
we saw that over and over again,
Exactly.
especially on the likes of Risen Esports. This is actually a trait that they like to do. This is a strategy that they keep doing map after map after map. But one more thing that I noticed is that they did switch it up a little bit here. They ended up with an Ember instead.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned about that, because a while ago we were talking about these compositions, how utilities is always king, right? You have Lucinda, Cypher going in with Sunil and Maggie to be the carry for the teams. But Risen just switched it up. They switched Lucinda to put in on the Ember. And I think with that point, I think they're playing really safe and they want to play defensively.
That's what happens when you already know that you have a very good standing score-wise, right? Positional ranking, talking about Risen Esports, number 2 positional ranking in both maps A and B. And in map C, guess what? They're number 2. So I guess, if you secure a back-to-back-to-back number 2 finish, your points will be up there.
I can imagine if we tally the points up there. But what I like about Risen Esports, last week, their consistency was there. This week, it's still there. And I want to find another team that can really contest these guys. We have one more week of the FARLIGHT Cup Asia that we're doing here for PC. And I want to see someone really explode and be like, let's forget about these guys. Focus on us instead.
Yeah, it's the God Slayer stories, right? That is so amazing to see.
Exactly.
You have these top teams from week number 1, week number 2, and then all of a sudden, a challenger appears.
Yeah, and the first ever ACC champion in the League Extreme Asia also was able to display, the same level of consistency.
That's true.
Week number 4, during the semifinals, during the finals, they always get the top spot, especially during maps B and C. But this time, right, Risen Esports already has targets at their backs, because it's as clear as day here, Laika and Infinity, that they are the team to beat.
Yeah.
Clear as day indeed. Let's take a look at what's next in store for us. Oh my goodness, there's just so many things that's happening here. And as we can see in the composition, we talked about this. The Ember has been activated. No, it was actually the Maggie. That was removed. I understand the confusion. So much action, so much utility. Sometimes it's just hard to keep up. But with the likes of Dams, Overdose, Dabby, and Naldogs, it was quite an easy feat for them in this end.
And I think nevertheless, even if we made that interchange from the composition, I think this still makes sense, because you now have an all-in on utilities. You have defensive utility on Ember. You have offensive utility on Lucinda and Cypher. And then you have just general utility from Sunil.
It's It's just so OP. Again, this is like my dream team as well when it comes to invading buildings. Because
Yeah, for sure.
if we're talking about Ember, what does he take away from you? Sight. So your eyes are closed. If you have the EMP shock, what does it take away from you? The ability to spell. So you're silent. So that's two senses out of the picture already.
Right.
And of course, you top it all off with absolute gravity that takes away your motion. Man, oh man, that's just the dream. Like, it's a multi-layered cake.
Oh.
Oh.
You remember the cake skin from Maggie? I want that. That's a really cute skin.
Right.
And I also want to point out that sometimes you gotta pick the trade-offs here. Sure, Maggie can offer so much versatility, so much movement, so much gun power. However, isn't it better right now with the meta that we have that we choose utility and the overall, how should I say this? Overall crowd control. There we go. That's the term I'm looking for. Over the gun that one person can abuse.
Yeah, and I think the difference maker as well is having a very selfish type of hero that could carry the team for sure. Maggie is insane, right? Tactical role with Sunil hologram guide. Insane, impressive capabilities. But when we're talking about team fights, when we're talking about that potential into rotations, into infiltrating buildings, as you stated a while ago, I think Ember would have so much more potential into denying that vision from the opposing side.
Exactly, and we have to also put into consideration that those ults, although they are very deadly, they come in long cooldowns as well. So, the easier to execute draft will definitely involve a Maggie because, okay, so if I know that Infi here is mechanically gifted, shooting-wise and mobility-wise, go ahead, play Maggie, and we'll play support. That's way easier to execute than layering your CZs on top of each other because there's a lot, there's a wider margin of error if you're going with that.
What I also realized is that, sure, when you don't have a scout on your team, the hard intel isn't there. You can't see the exact positioning.
Yeah.
But with the movement that Maggie actually offers, can't you consider her as some sort of scout wherein she can go to places early on, but she can also go back to the rest of the team?
Face check.
Yeah.
I agree. And again, this is also not really a concern, but more of a question that I do have because oftentimes, we do have our nightly sessions and oftentimes we see Phantom everywhere, right? But here in this tournament, I feel like, Phantom is not really at her premium. She's not favored too much by our pro teams. Hopefully next week we'll see her.
Could be. No, there's still that potential into involving a lot of these other heroes. As we've mentioned a while ago, these changes from the recent patch just changed the whole game.
Don't worry, guys. It's not just the patches that are game changers, but also our viewers. You guys have been so fantastic. So why don't we go ahead and maybe we will see something unlocked in our viewer milestone rewards. A giveaway for our viewers. For
the road.
What did I tell you? They're game changers. That's what I'm saying. That's what we've been asking you guys to do, and you guys deliver every single week that we have these broadcasts. So no Phantoms so far. However, we do have the Bar 95. Infinity, why don't you go ahead and do the honors of revealing the code?
The code's PopBar95.
Okay.
Very straightforward.
I'm restraining myself right now.
Why? Oh, you're trying to control yourself from opening the game.
Yeah, and
that skin, oh man. For sure, this is one of those skins that will only be available to the likes of Likeable that has a lot of luck when it comes to this lotteries.
I actually realized that you can buy it directly.
Really?
Like, I think it's like $4.99 or $5.99 diamonds.
Ooh.
The power. So you may not be as lucky as I am, but I believe that. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. I believe I checked it out and I saw, oh wait, this is what we've been giving away on the broadcast.
Yeah.
I can have it for myself.
Right. And I'll be using, the ultimate card of all, the
credit card.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
They're so in sync. I love it. I love it. That is the analyst desk that we have here. They're so good. So much energy. I mean, the energy that the players, the casters were passing on to us, we receive.
Oh,
this is
sure.
why things are the way that they are. Ooh, credit card.
So wipe it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you swipe left or swipe right. Just as long as it's a credit card, it works.
I mean, which one is better? Swiping your credit card or getting the win swiped away from you in game?
Ooh.
That's
hard.
I don't know.
I don't know as well. How about you?
I would rather get the win swiped away than the money swiped away from me.
True.
We want to be safe with that. But again, it has been a fantastic week
indeed,
number
indeed.
2 over here. I am in love
That's
with all
so
of the
much
matches
fun.
that we've been seeing. And I really hope that more teams really step up. We have more participants for next week. More teams really step up for next week. And again, we're looking for that firepower, star power potential from you guys. So if I were you guys, start joining our FARLIGHT Cup Asia tournaments so that you can get your wall of stardom here on our broadcast.
And you can always do it while on stream, right? We see a lot of content creators participate in all these tournaments while on stream, sharing this experience, valuable experience to the viewers. So I think it's time for you to join this tournament. All you have to do is to join daily during the preliminaries, and we can see you here on the weekend.
Yeah, and it's the best platform. It's the best way for
It's
those.
the best game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
It's the best way for those people that really want to go pro.
Yes, indeed. But for us here, it has been the best panel for the day. I'm not going to say for every broadcast because we switch it up, and I love every single one of my analysts. So with that said, we're going to be closing down the show, and we'll see you guys again next week for more action here at FARLIGHT Cup Asia. It has been Likeable.
Infinity.
I'll lose.
And we'll see you guys again next time.